A beautiful morning to you guys. Welcome back to this segment. I hope you're doing well. Of course, I have some interesting stories as usual to update to you guys regarding our players. And let's start with Kelechi Iheanacho and how his position in this Sevilla setup is endangered right now because this club are not exactly getting the results despite having to recruit a lot of players over the last transfer season. You do recall that Kelechi Iheanacho joined Sevilla as a free agent after his contract with Leicester City expired in June. Uh, Sevilla actually brought him in and then brought EJUKE, whose contract also expired with Royal Antwerp. So these two Nigerian players have not been having the best of days because Sevilla, frankly, hasn't won any game this season. Check the last time they won a game; it was back in preseason when they were playing, when they played against Fulham. However, since then they've not actually found their rhythm. They've been drawing games, losing series of games. Even their latest game over the weekend, they actually lost to Alaves 2 goals to 1. So all of these have now summed up into a really widespread speculation at this moment that Sevilla, the hierarchies in Sevilla management are actually considering shipping Kelechi off of the club in January because they are not getting a return for the money. They are not getting a return on their investments in the player because they are not winning matches. They actually brought him to be winning games. They let their best striker for several years in the person of El to join Fenerbahce. But since then, no one has been able to fill these shoes, and this worries me. Again, not for Sevilla as a club, but for our players, Kelechi Iheanacho, who obviously when he went to the club, he had big expectations. He talked about not coming in to fill the void that El left, but also to bring a different style, a different kinds of productivity to the team, which ultimately is to get Sevilla to start winning games. But that hasn't really happened, since the season starts. And in their league, in the league table of the La Liga, they are not in a very nice place. I think they are in 15th position with 5 points from 6 games, which is not the kind of record that Sevilla are used to. Of course, we know them as the UEFA Europe specialists. They always find a way to make it at the top half of the table, but that hasn't happened at this moment. But again, you can make a case for Kelechi Iheanacho because he hasn't really been playing he hasn't really been playing games from the start of the match. Sometimes he's usually introduced as a substitute, but that doesn't change the fact that he's not getting them goals. So you always be called to question when you're not scoring goals and when the team is not winning games. But for Chidera EJUKE, it's actually a little bit different for him because it feels like Sevilla are more appreciative of what EJUKE is offering to the team in terms of his dribbling skill, trying to build up the attack, create spaces, create chances for the team to score. He has been doing that a lot this season. In fact, EJUKE has the record of having the most dribbles in La Liga so far this season, up to 17 dribbles, which puts him in first position above the likes of Yamal, Mbappe, and the rest. So he's doing some incredible job, in the Sevilla shirts, but it's not translating into them getting goals and them winning matches. But for Kelechi, it's more pressing because they want to take a very stringent action to look for solutions this January. But there's still a little bit of time. Maybe, who knows, Kelechi gets to turn things around and find his form and start to score goals and hopefully help the team to start winning games. His contract is supposed to expire in the summer of next year. So, we just hope that everything starts to work for him and then he stays beyond January. But moving away from that, there's also an update concerning Ahmed Musa. Of course, has been saying that he wants to return back to the Nigerian local league, that's the NPFL, to to play games, to go into a club and play games a lot for the chance to actually be called up into the Nigerian Super Eagles, because Ahmed Musa still wants to be competitive. He still wants to be involved in Nigerian Super Eagles outings, uh, despite his age and his experience in the team. He still wants to play at the top level, and that's the reason why a few days ago he actually asked his fans on his social media to help him pick one of the NPFL clubs that they would want him to join. But right now it seems that he is set to join Kano Pillars, which is a club side that he previously played for, back then before he moved to tour Europe. So he's actually considering moving back to NPFL to join Kano Pillars. But one man, the legend of Nigerian Super Eagles, Odegbami, has come out with a stern warning to tell Ahmed Musa that he should think about it twice. That what he's about to do now, that's coming down from Europe to, coming down off the back of playing in Europe to start playing in the NPFL, it could be something that may not go down well the way that he is anticipating it. Of course, Musa hasn't been involved in any professional football in a really long time. I think up to 6 months now, because the last time he left a club was 6 months ago, earlier this year. And that club was in the Turkish league. They actually terminated his contract on mutual understanding, and since then Musa hasn't been playing football, but he wants to make a return. And Odegbami is saying that he has seen these sort of things happen before, and and with the players that it happened to, it didn't transform their career. It in fact killed their career even more. So he's telling Musa to think it through and decide maybe it's something that he wants to do. But again, in all of that, Ahmed Musa is really determined to come back playing ball, and it seems that he hasn't really been able to get any offer from any of these European clubs. I don't know why it's so hard for a player like Ahmed Musa to get with these European clubs. I don't understand how it's so hard for Ahmed Musa to get a club with these European clubs, because he's a fantastic player. He's only 31 years old, which is not that bad for a footballer. We've seen people play up to 35 40 years. Ronaldo is currently 39 and he's playing at the top level. But that still remains a surprise to me, how he can get a club. But we'll see what happens with Ahmed Musa, and of course Kelechi Iheanacho. Hope that his stories quickly transforms and he finds his form in this Sevilla Football Club. But that is the update for this minute. What do you think about the stories in the video? Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.